Alright, what's up everybody? I got the Dualsense controller early. Full disclosure, I don't have the console, so I haven't been able to test out any of the tension in the triggers or the haptic feedback or anything like that. All the new features are basically locked right now until I get the PS5. But it does work on PC. You can use it in big picture mode on Steam. As far as I know, there's not full controller support for most of the other launchers. So, if you have most of your games on Steam, you should be able to play. You will have to map it as either a PS4 controller or an Xbox One controller. But I have run into a couple issues. When I was playing Rainbow Six with this, it was having trouble deciding whether or not I was using an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller. So sometimes it would pop up, for example, like hold square to put up a barricade, and then it would change on the fly to hold X, and when I would click it, it wouldn't work. And then a few seconds later, it would let me click it, but it would say hold square again. This obviously will not be a permanent issue. That's because technically the controller is not out yet. Until full controller support is out, I would say hold off on getting this for PC. But if you want to just buy it just to have it because you're going to have the PlayStation 5 anyways, I would encourage you to. The build quality on this is way better than the PS4. The sticks feel better, the triggers feel better, the bumpers feel better. They kept the same symmetrical sticks and everything, which is important. So you have the exact same layout as the PlayStation 4 controller, but it's about the same size and shape, maybe just a little slimmer on the handles as the Xbox One controller. So, if your complaint about the PlayStation 4 controller was that the controller's too small, this is going to solve your problem immediately. This is way more comfortable, it's a little heavier, which I actually prefer. Honestly, holding this and then holding the PlayStation 4 controller feels like cheap now. But I'm going to show off some gameplay, probably jump in like some Destiny 2, just to show that it works. Alright, so as you can see, I'm navigating through big picture mode right now. If you go to your settings and go to controller settings, you can see I have this mapped as a PlayStation 4 controller. When you set this up, essentially all it's gonna do is ask you to map each button for what you would want it to be on a basic controller like an Xbox One or PlayStation controller. As you can see, I can open the Steam menu. You can move around in all of it. And the cool thing about Steam is they'll actually let you change your configuration on the fly, so if you don't like where one of the buttons lines up for the game, you can switch it immediately. Alright, so as you can see, the glitch I was talking about is still here. It's still popping up Xbox controls. As long as it's something you've played a lot, it shouldn't be an issue at all. I think most people pretty much know the basic controls for a shooter, so... Alright, here we are in-game. All the buttons definitely work. Doesn't look like there's any delay on it. I will say, obviously, for people who don't know, most people know this, but you will not be anywhere near as accurate with a controller as you are with keyboard and mouse. But if you're one of those people who just absolutely can't hit anything with a mouse, a controller is always a good alternative. So yeah, like I said, it's gonna work the exact same way as the PlayStation 4 controller and the Xbox One controller. There shouldn't be any issues with connectivity at all. I'm using it through the actual Bluetooth on my computer right now. It is not plugged in, so the wireless connectivity works just fine. But like I said, it looks like for right now, Steam is the only platform that supports this controller. You might be able to like use some kind of workaround with Steam to add like certain games to your library that aren't Steam games so that you can use the controller. Sometimes that's a little shaky. I've done it before with the Steam controller, but I don't know if this one will work. So that's something you guys will probably want to test if that's what you're interested in. I'm sure there's tutorials out online all over the place that you can find to get it to work for stuff like Modern Warfare and like Warzone and Apex Legends and stuff like that. Apex is coming to Steam soon though, so I'm definitely gonna probably play a match of that with this controller on here. It looks like everything is basically perfect on this, except obviously the share button is not a actual share button on here, but other than that, this is, if I was gonna play on PC, this would be my regular controller. Usually I use mouse and keyboard, but I could see myself using this a lot. But alright, there you have it. Everything works. It's just reading the wrong type of controller, but other than that, you can use the Dualsense completely right now with no connectivity issues at all.